you're going to stand at the middle of your mat, facing the long edge side of your mat. And we'll start with some standing poses. And again, we're coming back to Tadasana, always coming back to Tadasana as it's our blueprint for all of our standing poses. Big toes together, space between your heels, or have your feet hip distance apart if you feel unsteady. Press down through the four corners of your feet with the same amount of rigor, and firm your outer ankles in as the inner arches lift. Spin your inner thighs away from one another towards the wall behind you. The effect that has, and you'll probably feel it quite significantly, is that it broadens the lower back, but it also shortens it. So you need to marry that with relaxing the flesh of your buttocks down away from your waist towards your heels. Lift your sternum, lift the crown of your head, and turn your palms forward. Now take your hands to your hips. And just really imprint this Tadasana. Notice how Jess's hips are level from side to side. Her hips are not twisted forward on one side, back on the other side. And the pelvis is also neutral, like an upright basin of water. And in just a moment, we're going to make this Tadasana alignment a little more challenging to maintain when we come into a balance, into Vrksasana. Now, if you know balance is just going to be completely distracting to you, you're always welcome to do this at the wall with one hand at the wall. Stay rooted through the four corners of your left foot. Raise your right leg. Place your right foot to the inner thigh of your left leg. And if you can't quite go that high, you're always welcome to place your foot on your calf instead. But don't have it resting against the knee. So go ahead and raise your leg. And then notice here, so just sit in your left hip. And notice how Tadasana has been disrupted. Instead, firm your left hip in towards the midline, and you can keep your hands on your hips for balance. And now notice how her right hip is hiked up, and that happens for most everyone. So once again, take your right thumb to your right hip and try to draw your right hip down and in, lengthening your right waist. It's very hard to do. But as you do that, keep firming your left hip in. Now, let your right knee drift slightly forward so that you can completely square your hips. Now, keep your hips fixed and square to the front. Imagine it like the door frame. The door frame stays fixed. And as you exhale, slowly lengthen away from that. Don't move your hips. Don't let your pelvis come along for the ride. Take your right knee back. But keep your pelvis fixed towards the front. Keep firming your left outer hip in as you drop your right outer waist down. Now you can either keep your hands to your hips or palms together in front of your heart, or you can reach your arms up towards the ceiling. We'll take 2 more cycles of breath here in Vrksasana, tree pose. Take another cycle of breath. And as you exhale, bring your hands to your hips. Take your right foot down to the mat and come back to Tadasana. Always coming back to the blueprint. Same thing again, other side. Raise your left leg, place your foot high up on the thigh, and if it doesn't quite get there, place it against your inner calf. Now take your hands to your hips so you can just feel your pelvis and notice how one hip is hiked up. Jess is doing a really great job of maintaining right alignment. So just for a second, just come out of alignment. Exactly right. So this hip, firm it in. Firm this right hip in towards the midline. And when you do that, the left hip hikes. So simultaneously lengthen your left waist as you drop your left outer hip down towards the opposite heel. But when you do that, keep the vigor of your right leg. Now let your left knee drift slightly forward once again and square your hips to the front of the room. Imagine that your hips were the door frame and you're slowly opening and lengthening away from that. So try not to swivel up the hips as you lengthen away. So it's very similar to Supta Padangusthasana 2 that we did earlier, laying on our backs. We'll stay here for 3 more cycles of breath. Any position of your hands is fine. Placing them on your hips will help with balance. Take a final cycle of breath here. And as you exhale, go ahead and release. Place your left foot down.